Well, nice talking to you, and we are flooded with requests. I think I just want to go on straight away with this talking technical and see if I can get through one, two. Oh, there's almost 8. Let's see if we can run through them. And the first one is Anglo Gold. Martin wants to know if Anglo Gold is a buy. Of course, the gold counter struggled a little bit while the last couple of months. And remember, they were the favorites at one point in time. And let's have a look here. Anglo Gold, can you believe it? This is a daily chart here. Can anyone believe that Anglo Gold was over the 600 Rand in July 2020 and now it's 311? And Martin, if I look at the stock, it looks like it's trying to find its feet here. I just want to look at a little bit of a longer chart because some of the gold counters worry me a little bit. And I just want to, let's do a weekly chart. I just want to check something here. And I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. Because we don't want to see some ugly formations here. Anglo Gold. This is exactly what I didn't want to see. Martin, look at this chart. I just want to take that out there. What do we see here? And we are seeing an ugly head and shoulder. And strangely enough, there's quite a few counters in the market showing some head and shoulders, although the market is very, very strong. Well, if I look at then out of a weekly perspective, Martin, I will not touch Anglo Gold. I mean, we're so close to the neckline. The neckline sits at 305 Rand and 10 cents. And there you are. There's the left shoulder. There's the big head, and there's a tiny right shoulder. Let's really hope that it doesn't turn into a resistance, this line, and then confirm this right shoulder. We really don't want to see that happening. But I will be a little bit nervous to buy it. But of course, we all know that Anglo Gold and some of the gold counters, they are not long-term investments. They are there for trading, and people love to trade it. So let's have a look at the daily perspective then. And because I think this is Martin's idea. It's not to say that he's going to marry with the counter. And this, if I look at the chart here, there is a bit of a support here at 295. But I would rather play safe here. When I look at that head and shoulder, I will rather say to myself, let's just use this line. There you are. There, let's use that line. And we do this one there. Now we know. If it breaks below 286, problems, don't buy. But on the other hand, if it breaks above this level, 331 Rand and 58 cents, this resistance line will turn into a support, and then we can see a nice rally. Because I'm still under the impression that the world will not carry on just running like this. Eventually, markets will get nervous. There will be a correction, and then I think people will maybe look at gold again as an opportunity to buy. Now, let's have a look here. If you buy then above that level, rather use this as your stop loss, 286.23. And just to make sure then you don't lose capital, because that head and shoulder is a concern. Well, let's have a look at MTN. Chipego wants to know about MTN. He wants to buy MTN. I think he said he wants to go into a long position. Well, there you are. MTN at last showing some strength there. I mean, the stock really battled to keep going. I mean, if I look at this Chipego, maybe you're a little bit late, but I mean, I'm an old dog. I'm one of those guys that's nervous on the market. Other people think that I'm completely insane. They just say buy, buy, buy. Nothing can go wrong. Let's have a look here. I mean, if you look at there's the support line. Chipego, it rallied away from it. And on the other hand, if I look at this, let's have a look here. Maybe we must look at that, because I think your clue is there. You are. There's a beautiful ascending channel there. The stock is going up in this ascending channel. Chipego, so I will rather play a little bit safe here. I will say to myself, okay, it goes every time to the support line, then bounces off there. And when it gets to the resistance line, it gives us a little bit of a pullback. So if I want to go into a long, I'll rather wait patiently for stock to get to this level, and that will be probably close to that 84, 85 level if it pulls back. So I will not rush in to buy it. And on the other hand, look at this chart here. look at that candle yesterday, a beautiful candle, strong bullish candle, but look at this upper shadow here. It just tells you that there were some sellers selling into strength, and when the stock reached it 97.13, there were some sellers and they pushed it down to 93.60. So there is some sellers there. Just be a little bit nervous. Just take note of that, and I will not just rush into it. So unfortunately, let's look at Coronation. Louis wanted to know about Coronation, and let's have a look. Remember, Coronation is also one of those counters like a Sanlam and an Old Mutual. They proxies of the market. They fund managers, and usually when the market perform well, they also perform well. So let's have a look here if we can get Coronation up. I mean, look at this chart, beautiful chart, from the left to the right. There you are, just there. In November it was as low as 37. Now it is 54. Almost the same scenario like MTN now. And strangely enough, you know, me and Christel always look for opportunities for our subscribers. And the other day we actually chatted about it. There's very few technical opportunities where the stocks really gets oversold that you can just get in to buy it. It's almost like the stocks are just trending higher and they're ticking higher. Same thing here with Coronation here. Coronation in the middle, stuck of that ascending channel. For me, same story. I'll rather wait for it to go back to that 52.24. I will not chase it now unless you're a pure momentum trader. And remember, this year, let's say from March 2020 till now, was just a momentum market. I mean, you could have bought everything or anything and it just would rally. I mean, if you're a momentum trader, buy above 54.66, but I will make use of a stop loss of 53.10, and my targets to the top will be 55.22, 55.64, and then of course that high of 56.50. It can maybe go back there. So yes, the chart looks okay. The momentum is up. We're in the ascending channel. Nothing looks bad to the. I will not just chase it. That's personally me. I mean, Louis, if you want to do it, you can definitely do it. But let's have a look at FirstRand. And remember, FirstRand is the banks, all of them, and a lot of them also had some beautiful rallies, but I just want to see how this one is looking. And it was Hannes. Hannes asked about FirstRand. Here you are, Hannes. You are keen on buying the stock. And if I look at this chart, the first thing I see, and that's not quite a surprise to me, look at it. This is a head and shoulder in the banks. That tells me that some buyers are nervous, but of course we know in this market there's just no nervousness. And well, what I see here, I see a left shoulder, I see a head, I see a right shoulder, and first of all, when I see that, I will say, careful if FirstRand drops below 49 Rand and 61 cents, because what can happen? You've got always two targets. The one is a conservative target, that's the right shoulder, down to the neckline, projected to the downside, and then you usually get the full play. If it plays out in full, that is from the top of the right shoulder, top of the head to the neckline, and you draw it a little bit further. There you are. Let's take it down there and let's see where it can go. There you are. Well, can you believe it? If this neckline turns into a resistance and this head and shoulder plays out, we can maybe see FirstRand at 47 Rand 74 cents, and even, can you believe it, down to 45 Rand and 2 cents. Well, that's quite strange, this chart, because the Rand looks strong. The Rand looks like it wants to go stronger. That's usually good for bank shares. So let's see if it materializes. But of course, we know this is a trading market. This is a market where nothing go down. And let's give him some hope. And sorry, Hannes, if you want to say that, listen, there's going to be no head and shoulder formation. This is just going to be a plain sailing to the top. Then you can use this little line. There's the doji, the big doji. Then you can buy above 51 Rand and 14 cents, make use of a stop loss of 49.59, And then, of course, if it goes up and it breaks this top here, and there's the top, then this right shoulder will be wiped off the table like we are so used to in the market. Nothing can stop the market anymore. Then if it gets above 53 Rand and 9 cents, then of course there's just no stop to it. Then it must show us a new high. And this is what the market is doing. The market is just turning around on support levels. Everybody gets onto it. Everybody buys it. And then as you know, as you see it, then suddenly there's a new high. So let's look at another one. Julie asked about Richemont. Of course, this is one of the favorites of the market. We know by now that Richemont is a top company. I mean, they're doing wonderful business. And this is again a daily chart here that I'm looking at, because everybody is looking at daily charts to trace the market. They're not interested in weekly charts anymore because the weekly charts are boring. And what do we see here? A beautiful rally. That's the lamp pole. And then we see a flag formation at the top again. Let's have a look here. There you are. There you are. There's the big line there. And let's draw in another one. And immediately you will see, then it will tell Julie. The bottom line here is there's the flag, big flag, and if it breaks above 148.52, next stop 155, I will say make use of a stop loss of 140.20, and as always, no stocks drop, they just go up. So well guys, thank you so much for the show. Thank you for watching the show, and thank you for sending up the requests. I know we cannot tackle all the requests, because we get the requests via WhatsApp, email, Twitter, from all over the show. So we're trying to get a few and try to discuss some that we can also see some sectors in there. Well, enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll chat again. Visit our website www.fransdeklerk.com for more info on our services.